Yay Networks.
Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Brit Mogensen, and today we have got a Scorpio season spectacular, shall we say. Guys, this Scorpio season is one for the books. So we're going to talk about all of the dates that you need on your calendar. We're going to get into what's going on, why this Scorpio season is so much more intense than other seasons. And we're going to talk about some like divination things and how you guys can maybe read your own cards, look into your own birth charts, start to kind of become your own little astrologer or whatever it is you guys want to get into this season. It's a great time to learn. So let's discuss. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the Scorpio season dates. I always write this stuff down on my calendar. Like I have it on my actual planner. And I find that it helps me to actually like plan things. So that's a little hot tip. As you listen to these dates, if you add it, it can just make life so much easier. So first of all, Scorpio season is from October 23rd through November 22nd. And that is when the sun is in the sign of Scorpio. So at this point in every single episode that we do where we talk about the season, I always say the same thing. I'm like, pull up your chart, put it on whole sign houses so you guys can see exactly which house is highlighted by Scorpio. And that basically is like the ruler of that house. You'll see it at the bottom of the page if you guys use that free astro-charts.com that we like to use. So that house basically tells you that that's what you're going to be focusing on this season. And this is where if you have any planets in there, they're going to be activated. So for example, Taylor Swift, we're going to use her because she's just so fun to talk about. It's kind of debated what she is, if she has Scorpio rising or Capricorn rising, but I'm convinced it's Scorpio rising all the way. So we're just going to go with it. For her birth chart is Scorpio in the first house. Okay. So that means that she's focused on herself right now. And I think we can all see that. We can see some of the Scorpio themes of transformation. So wherever it is for you guys, you're experiencing transformation in that part of your life. So if you have Scorpio highlighting your 10th house, for example, that's where mine is. That means that this is a month where I'm really focusing on career and public image. If it's your second house, it's going to be your finances. Third house, the way you communicate, your neighbors, your siblings. Fourth house, your home. Maybe you're redecorating, maybe you're moving. Fifth house, it's going to be dating, and you may even be having a baby. Children fall under there too. Sixth house is like your day-to-day routines, your work life balance. Seventh house would be your relationships. Eighth house would be like your major commitments. These are like contracts. These are, this is all about transformation. It's about the deeper themes in your life. So this is really, and if Scorpio rules your 8th house, just buckle up because you really could make huge changes during this season. The 9th house, that is adventure, that's travel, that is going on big trips, maybe even going back to school. 10th house, career. 11th house, social group, social media, your friendships. And then last but not least, your 12th house. And that's like your psychological sense of self, like the way that you view the world. Anything that you have going on that are like negative self-beliefs, you could transform all of those this season. So, okay, that's our foundation. So now you know where this energy is concentrated. And that's so important because there's a lot of energy here. This month, not only do we have the sun in Scorpio, but we have Mercury in Scorpio and Mars at home in Scorpio. That does not happen every single Scorpio season. And what that means is that right now we're focused mentally on this house. That's our Mercury energy. And we're also focused with our power and our passion. We have more energy right now, we have more energy right now in that Scorpio house. Mars also rules Scorpio, so it's at home right now during this Scorpio season. So, I mean, guys, this is huge, and you probably already feel it, right? Because our astrology, what's going on in the stars, it really just like reflects what's going on in our lives. It's kind of just meant to give you that confirmation where you're like, oh, okay, yes, I am experiencing a lot of focus here. Okay, I get it. So that's kind of the feeling you're supposed to have. But let's talk about the dates so that you can put this on your calendar and know just how long you're going to have this boost in these different areas of your life when it comes to the Scorpio season and that Scorpio house. All right, so first of all, Mercury, our mental focus, we get that Scorpio boost from October 22nd through November 10th. So when you're listening to this, we don't have a whole lot of time left. So if there are things that you want to change and take advantage of the Scorpio ability to make big transformation, because Scorpio has kind of a reputation of being like deep and brooding, and it definitely can be, but it can also be renewing. It's the Phoenix rising. This zodiac sign, it really emphasizes our ability to like reinvent ourselves, to start fresh. And so if there's something, especially in that house ruled by Scorpio in your chart, there's something you want to change. If there's something that you're ready to let go of, like a bad habit, or if it's your relationships, maybe you really are ready to break up with someone or take the next level of commitment. If there's something big you want to shift, that Mercury energy until November 10th is going to give you a really big boost to be able to figure out the how. Like, what steps do I need to take, basically? Mercury is the messenger. Mercury is all of our intellectual energy. So you can pretty much figure anything out while this is happening. Okay, next we have the Mars and Scorpio situation. And this kind of floored me because I was like, oh my gosh, at home in Scorpio, while Mercury's also there, we just finished up an eclipse series between Taurus and Scorpio. So it's like all of the themes are just kind of coming full circle right now at this time of the year. And Mars is going to be in Scorpio at home all the way through November 24th. So it's kind of like this last hurrah, this last opportunity before we shift into holiday season with Sagittarius. This is the last kind of point in the year that we have to reflect. This is when we can, really take a step back, think about like, what did I learn this year? What do I want to transform still with that Scorpio energy boost I have? Is there anything that I want to be sure I don't bring with me into next year? Because once Sagittarius season gets here, we're ready to just like put everything aside, go get under the mistletoe, dress up, go to a party, hang out with friends, make cookies. Like, that's when our energy just kind of goes there. So this is the time to be a little more serious. And that might sound kind of dull, but honestly, it's such an interesting time to be able to make huge changes. Okay, so we also have Venus in Virgo, October 8th through November 8th. So that's almost over. And what that means is you guys can really focus right now on, if you're a Virgo or if you have a Virgo placement, you're probably looking good, you're feeling good. So congratulations. If you don't have a Virgo placement, you can just look and see again, which house is ruled by Virgo in your chart. This is going to tell you where you're having like extra luck. So this could be an opportunity, Venus is also money. So you could get an unexpected gift, an unexpected blessing. Something having to do with that Virgo ruled house is where I would really focus that energy. But also, this does affect like our dating lives. As a collective, we kind of shift every time Venus shifts. We see it reflected back to us in, media and books, in the kind of information that's coming out. And this, I did a live on my YouTube just last week, and I was talking about all of the celebrities that are just kind of coming out with all of this info, all of these things that were hidden previously. And, that Virgo Scorpio combination, it's a truth teller energy. So not only do we have the opportunity to tell the truth right now, we're seeing it reflected to us in media, but Virgo is the zodiac sign that also heals things. So if there's something that you need to heal when it comes to anything Venus ruled, like relationships or your finances, having Venus in Virgo until November 8th, this is such a good time to like have a conversation, think about how you can make things better. Virgo is ruled by this energy of like service. So this may be a time when you're like, okay, I know Mars is in Scorpio, but I'm going to put my ego down and I'm going to have that talk. I'm going to face whatever that is. And you'll find that especially while Venus is in Virgo, if you tell the truth, you're going to be rewarded. So like, this is kind of an energy of like, don't be scared, face whatever you need to, because then Venus is going to go into Libra. It's going to be at home. And it's like, then we're like dating, we're having fun. We're going on, like we're getting dressed up. We're going to want to shop more. So it's funny because this little window of time, it's just so focused on us really spending some time with ourselves. So like if you're feeling less social right now in Scorpio season, that's okay. There's a reason for that. And right now, if you guys are listening when this is coming out, November 1st, this is especially a great time to just like spend a little time alone manifesting because the date is 111. And you guys know I'm always talking about 111. That's my personal favorite angel number. You may have a personal favorite of yours, but angel numbers, they just kind of give us that little boost of connection with the universe, connection with spirit. So depending on what angel number you resonate with, this is a time to really tap into all of that. 11 is a gateway in numerology. If you also believe in angel numbers, it can be associated with the angels communicating with you. I personally associate the number 11 with the Archangel Michael. That's like my favorite archangel. And I see 1111 all the time. It is actually kind of bizarre. Even my TV show, I did not pick the time. It airs at 1:11 a.m. And you know what? It's just, and the kind of content we have, it's all about like, spreading positive information and having these like uplifting conversations. And that's what 111 is. It's meant to like uplift you, help you to walk through these like gates. If you look at 11, it's like these two gates and you're walking through into like your next level, I guess, like your next highest being. So November is always going to be a very spiritual time. November 11th, November 1st, November 11th, those are both always going to be like very spiritual. But especially with all of this concentration in Scorpio, at the end of the eclipse series that we just had, I just think that this month is an extra, extra special opportunity to manifest. So I'm telling you, like, if you guys are interested in journaling, really making that vision board that is going to be, cutting things out, putting them up on your wall, like this is the time to do it. I'm definitely going to be doing it. On the 1st, that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be by myself, like just not talking to anybody, going through my magazines, going on my computer, printing out images of what I want to manifest in 2024, and probably doing a little bit of journaling and reflecting on 2023. This is kind of like our personal spiritual new year. Like if you're tuned into this stuff, I would say, yeah, this is way more because again, by the time we get into like Sagittarius season, Capricorn season, like we're off to the races. We're leaning into the new vibes. But right now, like this is just a special time to do that. So reflect, set those intentions, use these days, like set an alarm for November 1st and November 11th. And the fact that, our producer Casey pointed out, it's also 1, 2, 3. So that in numerology is actually associated with the individual building through partnerships and then creativity. So if you ever see like 1, 2, 3, just know that it's like encouragement for you to build on something that you've been wanting to do. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, wanting to manifest, just take advantage of this, get really clear about it. I'm one of those people that believes that, yes, you have to like be clear about it, but then you also have to take steps. You have to get specific about like what you're going to do. And then you can always change your plan. But I like writing it out, like exactly what my plan is. And then just taking that time to reflect on the plan, make tweaks. Sometimes people will say, throw it out there and then forget about it. I'm the opposite. I'm like, put it up on the vision board where you see it every day. Keep it in mind. Try to connect to it from like a positive place of excitement. And then make a plan, even if it sounds crazy. Be like, I'm going to start with this, then I'm going to do that. And then just keep building and keep working towards it. And then you'll see it come to light. It's so exciting. It's so fun. So that is what Scorpio season is all about. In a nutshell, we're transforming. We are reflecting on last year. And another thing about that, speaking of numerology, you guys, when we talk about numerology, I always like to highlight our personal year. And that's like the major themes. Astrology, we have so many transits throughout the year, right? And so it's like always changing. And it can be hard to reflect on your year thinking about astrology. But an easy way to reflect is to just think about the number of that personal year that you had. Again, we'll use our girl Taylor Swift as an example. She was born December 13th. So in order to get her personal year and to do it for yourself, all you do is add up December 13th. So December is the 12th month. 2 plus 1 is 3. 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. Then you add 3 and 4 and you get 7. You add 7 to 7 because when you add up this year of 2023, that all adds up to a 7. I hope this is making sense. And so you add up the number for this year with the number that you got by adding up your date and month. So for her, that's 14. Then we do 1 and 4. And that gives us a 5 personal year. You basically just keep adding until you get to 1 digit. So for her, if we were going to be in her shoes for a second, this Scorpio season would be a time to reflect on the themes of a 5 personal year. And a 5 personal year for her, we can totally see it. This is a time of like having fun. A 5-year reinvigorates us. It gets us excited about our lives again. The 4-year is all about really hard work. And Travis Kelce was actually in a 4-year in 2023. So he was building a foundation. And yes, I am one of the people who believes that they are probably going to end up together. And the numbers do back it up. So for him, he was building a foundation in 2023. She was experiencing a renewed sense of self in 2023. Now, you have to like really reflect on those themes before you move on, because we really only get like one opportunity each year. We get this one vibration for the whole year. And so this is like our chance to experience those themes, learn our lessons there, and then move on to the next number. If you don't, you won't be able to experience it again until for another decade. So this is when you do want to take advantage of it. Like really reflect, be like, I don't want to repeat these lessons again. But like for her, this would be a time when, she can reflect on all the fun things that happen, all the good things, experience that joy. And then she's transitioning into a 6-year for 2024. And this is a time of like commitment. It's ruled by Venus. It's about love, settling down. 6 rules family, kids, marriage, the whole 9. So we can see how it's like, okay, if this is true and she is, really forming this commitment, the rumors are that they have a house together now. That would be so consistent with moving in from a 5-year to a 6-year. Okay. And then for him, from a 4-year to a 5-year, this is basically going from like building stability for yourself in that 4 energy to experiencing a renewed sense of joy, 5. But also for a lot of people, it can be a huge change. Like if you've been single for a long time, a 5-year can come along and it can be like, okay, I'm totally changing my lifestyle. 5 is the number of change. So yeah, we see that then him moving into a new house, making a potential commitment, we'll see. But yeah, so that's very consistent. For you, I would add that up and then also take this time to make sure that your manifestations are in alignment with your personal year that's coming up. So yeah, we're going a little bit deeper than just making a vision board this year, because you really will be in those themes. So let's run through them real fast. If it's a 1-year, this is independence. You're going to be doing new things, starting something new, maybe a new project if you're an entrepreneur that you'll see, come to fruition over years of working on it. A 2, this is commitment, working with other people. This is also when you learn about give and take. So it's a very relationship focused year, whereas that 1-year was really about yourself. 3, this is creativity, travel, having fun. It can be a year that feels a little bit scattered, but it's definitely refreshing after spending so much time with other people in that 2-year. A 4-year, this is, like I said, for Travis, building stability. So if you're in a 4-year, you want to manifest along those lines of building more stability in your life. Make sure that those intentions are set for these themes, right? A 5-year change, like we talked about, renewing your creativity, renewing your sense of joy, making big changes. 6, commitment, love, family. The focus shifts from you, from that 5-year to others. It's like from a me to a we. So a 6-year is really fun. You tend to be surrounded by a lot of people. especially family. 7, this is the year that I was in. And this is very much about kind of like those Scorpio season themes that we talked about. The 7 year is a time where you really go within. You are rethinking things. You're reinventing yourself, but it's like this stage where you're the caterpillar. So you're like in the cocoon, like making changes. Maybe you're doing a rebrand. Maybe you are rethinking something that you've done for such a long time that you want to change. You could move. But it is a year when you tend to spend a little more time alone. 7 is more of a solitary energy, like that 1. 8, this is manifesting abundance. The 8 is a material year. So if you are like, when I make my vision board, I'm going to put on there like the cars I want, like it's a year of like abundance. So I'm just like the cars I want, the things I want to accomplish. It's a career focused year. So that's what like that vision board will look like. 9, this is when you get to take a step back and you kind of enjoy like all of the rewards. It's the end of the cycle. So the 9 year, you tend to, maybe you get a promotion that year. Maybe you experience a windfall of some sort. It's kind of like when you get all of the rewards for everything that you've done. And if you haven't done that stuff, you may feel like, okay, well, maybe I need to change course, or you may feel disappointed, which is why I always say like, put in the most every year so that you never have like a disappointing 9 year. You always want to get that energy of like luck and abundance that 9 can bring. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is the year. This is what we're manifesting, what we're focusing on. I hope that you guys have a really good Scorpio season. I know it can be intense, but trust me when I say like as a Scorpio moon, it can also be so rewarding. Like making the changes in your life, doing things that make you feel good. Like if there's a mountain that you need to move that you haven't been willing to face right now, just do it. It'll work and you'll feel amazing. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week for another episode of In the Cards and Stars.
Yay Networks.